Hi, I'm Kim O, and I'm the creator of HeartbreakUniversity.com. This is a quick course just to lay the foundation of understanding childhood, ego, and consciousness and how they interact in your wounds and your healing. This is really designed to help you with self-judgment, because self-judgment, it's got to go. So number one, think of your child self as fertile soil. When you're a child, you are fertile soil. You, the fertile soil, are good, innocent, and pure. This is the real you, the most authentic you. The you without fear or any wounds. Number two, experiences are the act of planting within your fertile soil. So for now, we're going to consider negative experiences like trauma, abuse, and neglect. Three, the seed that's planted, that's the construct, the template, the perspective that is planted in your brain and in your being, created by these negative childhood experiences. So neglect, abuse, traumas, really any sort of negative experience creates these neural pathways, these codes, a template in your developing brain. And these neural pathways guide you in life. They are responsible for patterns of behavior. And psychological research backs this up. Please check out The Body Keeps the Score by psychiatrist Bessel van der Kolk. He's got tons of psychological research in there that helps you understand wounds and why they are so hard to overcome. It's because of this template. So number three, the roots that grow out of the seed, these are your feelings that you feel from the negative experience. Now, let's say these feelings were feelings of shame, humiliation, abandonment, fear to be known, fear to be even seen. And it causes you to feel like this: I feel abandoned. I feel shame. I feel bad about me. Look down below there. I want us to really understand what's going on here. Your fertile soil, that's your authentic self. The planting, that's the negative experience. The seed is the template, the coding in the brain from the experience. And the roots, those are your feelings, and they grow out of the seed. They grow out of the template. So I feel bad about me came from that template. Then we've got the tree trunk, and that's the negative thoughts. Negative thoughts come from those shameful feelings. And your ego loves keeping the negative thoughts alive. That's where ego comes in. Ego keeps the negative thoughts alive. So deep, deep wounds occur when we actually become our feelings. Now, this is super important right here. We go from feeling bad to I am bad. So see the feeling and then the negative thought. Other negative thoughts that ego whispers in our mind: I'm not enough. I'm not worth being known. I'm bad. I'm not lovable. I don't deserve love. And these thoughts are the opposite of who you really are. That's your wounded self with those thoughts. Who you really are is the unwounded self before those negative experiences happened. So I added tree trunk and branches below. The negative thoughts, the mental chatter and negative tapes that run in our head. Number five, the branches are actually barren. They're dry and brittle, without color, vitality, and life, because they lacked love and nourishment. And that was you, your little inner child, when they experienced the negative experiences, lacking love and nourishment. So this tree represents the difficulties that happen to a person who experiences things like neglect, trauma, and abuse. It represents the poor choices and the pain that naturally occur without positive, healthy interventions to help someone who experienced these difficult things. It also demonstrates that there's a lot of hard work to be done. So I added branches down below: the poor choices and wounded inner life, which can cause depression, anxiety, and other mental and physical issues. The good news is you can heal. You absolutely can. I did. So you can pull the old tree out by the roots and plant a new seed, growing a new tree with vibrant leaves. So how's that done? Self-help books, these courses, coaches, counselors, and all of them are basically teaching you and showing you how to pull the old tree out and to plant a new seed. And this new seed has the coding of your authentic self, your unwounded self, the truth of who you are. So now we understand what really happened, the why behind why you're having current struggles. But before we plant the new seed, we must attend to your feelings. That's give tons of love to them. And this changes your negative thoughts to positive ones, loosening the tree trunks and the roots so they can be pulled out. And new thoughts produce new behaviors. Voila! Let's understand the roles of ego and free will in the process of these wounds and healing. Ego identifies with the seed, that template. And ego fears death like nothing else. So anything that acts outside of the template, ego doesn't like. Ego wants to keep the bad feelings and the bad thoughts alive. Keep that wounded self alive. Thus, we unconsciously live out our wounded lives according to ego and the template. But we have free will too. Now, unfortunately, free will is definitely influenced by the template as well. But we have a bigger but here. Truth is a higher divine influence that overrides ego. And truth sets you free. Now, other words for truth can be awareness and mindfulness. And this message shone a bright light of truth on the situation for someone who's experienced trauma, neglect, and abuse. But also anyone that's experienced really anything negative or hurtful in their lives. A pathway is created, especially when we're younger, and then we carry that into adulthood. The process of truth. As adults now, we have to give to ourselves now what we didn't receive as children. We have to love and nourish ourselves now, and that inner child, that inner voice, those feelings. Please watch the Heal, Hurt, and Trauma course. Basically, we need to love our inner child that's still wounded. It's our inner child that gets defensive, that gets triggered, that cries out, that gets hurt. We must love this inner child and not make her wrong anymore. Our inner child, our wounded self, needs love to heal. Remember, I started this with no self-judgment? Exactly. Now that you understand the truth of having experienced negative experiences in childhood, you can relieve yourself of self-judgment. Your brain was wired. Now, the process of truth rewires the brain, creates new pathways and a new seed to be planted with new feelings and thoughts. And then you can grow and have a vibrant, full, lush tree. Now, all the courses are going to guide you to this self-love and give you tools. And when you practice these tools, you're actually helping yourself heal. I also highly recommend a few books to get you started. You've got to fill your mind with different thoughts because I can only guess, like I used to, fill my mind with all of the negative thoughts because that's the template. We've got to shatter the template with a new voice. So a great book to check out is When Bad Things Happen to Good People by Harold Kushner, and then Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I have a book, How to Sew. So I want to make this short and sweet just to provide that understanding and relieve you of some self-judgment. Get out there, learn more, take more courses, connect with me. Learn at heartbreakuniversity.com. I would be happy to help you out in any way I can. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in more courses.